Are you ready to land a TEDx talk in 2025 and make your mark? Well, if you are, join my Land and Deliver Bootcamp. It's a 6-week high-energy program designed to help you craft your TEDx idea, perfect your pitch, and land the gig. With personalised coaching, live calls, and the support of a community of like-minded speakers, you're going to get the tools and feedback you need to succeed. Plus, you'll receive lifetime access to my step-by-step course for landing a TEDx talk. Don't wait. 2025 is your year to step onto the TEDx stage. And you can sign up now at helenpackham.com/land-and-deliver-bootcamp. I'll see you there. Welcome to the Words That Change Lives podcast, helping leaders, coaches, and small business owners to 10 times the impact of their message. Join us as we delve into the art of powerful language, enabling you to speak with unwavering honesty, communicate authentically, and create a lasting impression with every word. We are still in the throes of the beginnings of the new year, and you may be at a point where you've implemented a few things. You may have come straight out the gates after the Christmas break, and you may be full gung-ho into your new routines, your refreshed goals, your intentions and your visions, or you may still have not got round to it. Well, if that's the case, I want to share a few things with you today that have really helped me to collect my thoughts for the year. Now, I know that a lot of people don't like having organized thoughts, guiding words for the year, but I will say, for me, it's been a really great thing. Last year, as I've mentioned, my word was connection, and I really did consciously, in many areas of my life, take strides forward in that area. I've done the same exercise for this year. But what I want to share in this episode is where that came from, because I think it's important to start from a logical place, and then that can inform your word for the year. So what I'm going to do in this episode is I'm going to take you through this step-by-step process that I took to, first of all, think about my business strategy for the year, and then how that informed my new word for the year. And hint, it's not a word, it's a phrase. So that's what I'm going to do. The first part of this episode, I'm going to share with you the steps I took and how I used AI, because AI is a daily feature in my work. And if you're interested in how you can use it to enhance your business, I'm going to share it. If you are still resistant to or skeptical about how AI can help, maybe just listen and see. And I encourage you to have an open mind, because this is why I was able to do this in a very short amount of time. So just for context, I was able to build my 2025 business plan with financial goals, a quarterly breakdown, a monthly breakdown, and even a weekly breakdown and a daily breakdown of priorities based on the intentions that I have for the year, and then how I let that inform my phrase, my guiding phrase for the year. And for me, after the end of last year, I was a little bit burnt out. I was a little bit frazzled, and that was down to a number of things. That was down to me having a burst of energy after stopping drinking. And I think with that burst of energy and creativity, I went full on in. Because this creativity hadn't been really firing for some time, I wanted to harness all of these ideas. And so I kind of went on a bit of a hyper-focused mission to birth these ideas into the world. And that looked like beta offers and new programs and this whole new expert method and a book and so many different things. And in that excitement, I think my adrenaline was going. I was looking after myself. I was going to the gym, but I wasn't taking the time to have that stillness, because I have such a busy life with single parent, 2 kids, getting them to school, tending to their needs, cooking dinner, making sure the house is clean and tidy. And so I wanted to do things differently this year. And so when I was putting my 2025 business plan together, I needed it's basically a life plan. It's not just a business plan. So if you're employed and you're listening to this does relate to you too, because you're going to have your business plan at work, but also it's kind of your life plan. And so I sat down with ChatGPT and I put in some information, and I'm going to share the prompt that I shared with ChatGPT. I'd like your help to co-create a business plan for 2025. I want to include planned launches, promotional periods, offers depending on the time of year. I want it to coincide with the UK school holidays, bank holidays, and inset days. I want to take into consideration the summer holiday period and what I should be promoting before, during, and after, given that my work capacity will be hugely reduced over this time. I want to plan when to launch and deliver my boot camps, my signature boot camp, my new AI course, and my one-to-one offerings. I also want to write and launch a book next year and an online course in alignment with the book. I work part-time hours during the week, and I want to ensure I include exercise, rest, and recovery 3 to 4 times a week in terms of gym, but also daily in terms of recovery. And I want to ensure I have enough time to plan and prepare for things. And also, I want your help building a revenue target plan for these offers and programs for the year, including my corporate work that I have existing and want to secure. I don't want to burn out or be overworked, but I want 2025 to be successful. What questions do you need to ask me in order to build an effective plan? Now, if you're new to AI and you think, God, that's really detailed, that is the sort of prompt that you need to put in for it then to guide you in the right direction. And you see at the end of that prompt, I've said, what questions do you need to ask me in order to build an effective plan? So then what it did is it came up with some questions around particular categories. And I'm going to go through those with you because you can do the same thing. So, business objectives and what the top 3 business objectives are, what specific growth areas I want to focus on, what is the overall revenue target, and what would the revenue targets be for each particular program on offer or corporate work, and the program or product development, what is the current state of all those programs, what is the timeline for completing the book, the marketing and promotion in terms of what channels and strategies do I want to focus on, and the balance of personal and professional promotion. Then it asked about client engagement and sales. It asked about the summer and the reduced work capacity. It asked questions around time management and work-life balance and financial planning and contingency planning. So I answered all of the questions it gave me. And then it came up with further categories and specific questions around that. So it took all the information I gave it and it asked questions around my particular boot camps. So I've got 2. I've got the Land and Deliver Bootcamp, which is for TEDx, and I've got the Signature Keynote Bootcamp, which I ran last September to December. I'm going to do the same this September. My new AI course, watch this space, can't talk too much about that, but it asks questions around that, and then it asks questions around the book I have and the new expert method I have. So those are the kind of key consumer areas I'm focusing on this year, and then it asks questions around my corporate work. And if it's new corporate work I'm securing, what is the outreach period? What is the outreach strategy? If there's any other types of programs, any affiliate programs. And then, which I think is really important, it asks more questions around time management and flexibility. What days am I most creative? What days of the week work best? What times of day works best for certain things in the summer holidays? What, in terms of working hours, would I be doing? And integrating personal time and wellness. So this is going to be key for me this year. For me, I go to the gym, but it's that recharging. And I've been inspired by my amazing client, Chloe Stevens, who you're going to be hearing more about. And her whole expertise is around the recovery deficit and how rest and recovery is our key to growth. And it's really stuck with me. So shout out to Chloe for that, because it's been brilliant in terms of helping me think about my off periods, my recharge periods, not just doing body combat at the gym, but where's the stillness? Where's the recharge? Where's the off period every week? Because we need that, right? And then it asked more questions around my growth strategies and my marketing strategies. So I answered all those questions. Then we moved into the revenue goals. Now, of course, I'm not going to share those with you because that's actually not important to share, I don't think, because everybody will have different strategies. But it's safe to say that when I added this all up and broke this all down, I'm really on track for a growth year in my revenue generation because both sides of my business have grown. So my corporate side and my consumer side has grown. And I want to maintain that growth, but whilst being really dialed in to my own rest and recovery. So we broke the targets down. Now, what I will say here is this is where ChatGPT got it wrong because it started spitting out quarterly targets for monthly targets and then it added it up all wrong. Now, when that happens, and it will happen, you just got to go back in and say, this is not right. This is incorrect. This is what you've done. And this is what I need. I need a breakdown from the year to the quarter to the month to the week so that I know what I am going to be working on each week, each month, so that I can make sure that I'm focusing on the right things. So after quite a lot of back and forth, because it really didn't get that for a time, I'm looking through it now and saying, no, that's not correct. These are annual targets. They need to be broken down by quarter. It did finally get it. And so what I was left with was a breakdown of what I'm going to be focusing on in each month of the year. That includes my one-to-one coaching, my group coaching, my corporate coaching and training, including keynote talks, and my passive income. And that is what it gave me at the end. And it also gave me a schedule for working on the different things at the different times of year, taking into consideration school holidays, half terms, Easter holidays, and summer holidays. So, for example, I wouldn't be doing a launch in the summer holidays. I wouldn't be running a program in the summer holidays because I want to go on holiday. I want to have downtime with my kids. And so therefore I would do launches either side of the summer holidays. And that's what I've got planned in. So for example, my signature keynote bootcamp, the start of that promotion will happen in the summer holidays, but that's something that will be planned and prepared for already so that I can just put those wheels in motion, which has happened, for the launch that I've done recently as well. And then it gives me the key actions that I need to be focusing on in alignment with those launches. So that's what it's provided for me. Then I asked it to provide a breakdown in a grid of the month and the goals and the revenue targets. And I got it to produce a spreadsheet for me. So it did do that, and it helped me to provide a spreadsheet that had the month, the revenue target, and the activity. And I asked it to provide that in an Excel file, which it did. And then I also asked it to be created in a monthly action plan for like a Word document. Okay, so it did do that as well. So what I have as a result of that is a Word document and an Excel spreadsheet that provide the monthly focus I need, that are in alignment with my goals and also my well-being goals. So that then helped me to focus on what I actually wanted my guiding word of the year to be. Because I think starting from the whole picture is really important. Starting with the view of this is what I want my business to look like this year can then help me to think, okay, well, business is a big part of my life, but my life is also incredibly important. So what I did then, with the help of chat, was come up with the guiding word for the year off the back of that. Now, what I also used was my Xander letter. And if you haven't listened to that episode, please go back and listen to it. It's brilliant and it's massively helped me. A Xander letter is that future prediction of your success. You write a letter to yourself knowing that you've already achieved those things. So I pasted that in and asked, and with with the view of the business plan, asked Chat to come up with some thoughts, some words, and start to explore the guiding word or phrase process. So the first things it came up with were things like integration, equanimity, momentum, elevation. And then we had things like purposeful expansion, thrive with ease, harmonious growth, and grounded momentum. And I really liked grounded momentum. So I asked ChatGPT to explore that further. So then we started to break down what grounded momentum actually meant. Well, being grounded means staying connected to your purpose and your priorities and your well-being, and it reflects the idea of calm, confidence, of resilience and self-awareness, ensuring you're rooted in your authenticity as you navigate challenges and opportunities. And that really is so true about what I want this year, that I want to have that grounded feeling, because I really can't lose sight of that when I get in my hyper focus modes and I get, into the rabbit hole, or I get very excited about something, or I'm just very busy and the stresses are piling up. I need to stay grounded and connected. And then momentum was a good word to think about how I can be fueled by intention and keep that sustainable effort going. So it's about growth and movement that feels natural and empowering, avoiding burnout and building towards something meaningful. And then I explored with ChatGPT how that can align with the vision. So in my personal life, it reflects how my focus on sobriety, prioritizing my kids and ensuring my health and well-being remain central is really important. So that captures the steady evolution of my personal relationships and my joyful home environment. And then in my professional life, it ensures that my work aligns with my values of authenticity and influence. More on that soon. And momentum speaks of hitting my milestones, like my revenue goals, like my launches, like my TEDx breakthroughs, and my podcast growth. So that links there. And then recovery and balance. It represents my commitment to recovery and also my manifestation of success. So staying grounded, I'm open to opportunities that align with my values. And then we talked about how I can live this in 2025. So daily practices. So grounding rituals like walking, journaling, and yoga, and to start the day in that way. And so this morning, I started my new routine of doing yoga first thing. And I think that's going to really help me to have that sense of stillness. I need more stillness in my life. And doing that first thing will help for 10 minutes. And at the end of the day, definitely things like Epsom salt bath, reflecting gratitude, and maybe even a little bit of yoga before bed. And technology, gone, just reading, no technology. With work, it's about prioritizing quality over quantity. So I want to focus on impactful, aligned work rather than overloading my schedule. And I need to be careful about this because I get excited about lots of things and I say yes to lots of things. I need to be very mindful about what I'm saying yes to. I need to think about mindful pauses between big projects to recalibrate and ensure sustainable energy. I need to ask things like, does this keep me grounded? For choices affecting my time on energy and well-being. And for opportunities, does this align with my momentum towards my long-term goals? And I'm thinking of a strong tree with deep roots and branches that stretch skyward for momentum. And this could be a good visual anchor for me. I can draw this, or I can put this in DALL-E and create it in DALL-E or Adobe Firefly, and then have that as an image to support this guiding word. So let's have a think about what that could look like for you and how you could incorporate this into a practice that means that you can create not only a business strategy, if you haven't done that, for 2025, but a way for you to have a guiding word, a word for your own growth this year, and maybe an image also, or drawing a picture that can help you to do that. So what I've done is I've created a little guide, and I have included that in the show notes so that you can see what that actually looks like for you. So I'm going to go through that right now with you, and you can look at this link and follow along. So you can pause right now, or you can do this afterwards. It's free. There's no sign up required. I've just put it together on the basis of what I've covered here. And I'm just going to share it with you now so that you've got that information. So the document is called Choose Your Guiding Word for the Year. What I haven't included in the document is all the business planning and business strategy. However, if you need help with that, contact hello@helenpackham.com and I can help you with that. So the worksheet that I've shared is going to guide you in choosing your guiding word to reflect, align, and inspire yourself for successful and meaningful time ahead. So the first thing that you do is you reflect on the previous year. You think about the highs, the lows, the lessons of the past year, which is what I did, which is why I came to the conclusion that I needed grounded momentum. And by the way, I've decided to call it grounded growth, not grounded momentum. So questions like, what were the biggest accomplishments? What challenges did you overcome? And what values felt most important to you? And you can use the space that I've provided to write your reflections. Really dig into that. Really take time on it, because what will come to the surface is what's going to be important for you in the year ahead, which is step 2. So what you do then is you visualize what you want to achieve and how you want to feel in the coming year. So questions like, what do you want more of? What do you want less of? And what feelings do you want to cultivate daily? And write that down. Again, dig into it. Really feel into what that looks like. Visualize what you want that to look like. Imagine you're already there. Really tap into that and feel what that feels like. So for me, I knew that steadiness, that calmness, and I did actually start with words like steady and calm, but I knew I wanted to do more than that. Once you've done that, then you move on to identifying patterns and themes. So review on your reflections and look for recurring words or feelings or ideas that stand out. And what you'll see is there will be key words or key themes that come to the surface. And if there isn't, if it's not immediately apparent, what are you drawn to that's coming out? What feels really important to take forward? And after that, you can choose your guiding word. So there's a word. So it could be momentum. It could be calm. It could be connection. Or it could be a short phrase like I have created, which is grounded growth, that encapsulates your aspirations and ensure it aligns with your values and it inspires you. It's got to inspire you. So write that down. Now, you can bring that to life by either creating a mind map. So you put the word in the middle and then you draw images around it. Or you could create a vision board where you cut out images from magazines and you put the word or the phrase in the middle and then you put all the images around the outside. You could just do it all on AI and go into Adobe Firefly, put the prompts in for the key elements of what that looks like for you. Each part of your life, what that looks like. If, say, for example, if your word was connection, what does that look like in relationships? What does that look like in love? What does that look like in health? What does that look like with your children? What does that look like in the world? What does that look like with travel? All of those sorts of things. And you can also create daily affirmations. And this is the next step. So creating some affirmations that will keep you grounded and reminded you of your guiding word daily is really, really good. So, for example, some example of an affirmation might be, I align my actions with my vision and values. I trust the process of growth, knowing each step brings me closer to my goals. I honor my well-being by balancing effort with recovery. I am open to meaningful connections to complement my path. You see those sorts of things. So those can be on that visual as well. You can pepper those through. And then you put that up somewhere, visuals. Put it up on your computer, put it in your bedroom, put it in your bathroom, put it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day and connect into it every single day. And finally, I want to share with you how you can use ChatGPT to make the process of choosing your guiding word easier. So here's how you can use it effectively. So you can ask ChatGPT to brainstorm potential guiding words based on your reflections. So I would complete this guiding word exercise, cut and paste that into ChatGPT, and then ask, can you suggest some guiding words based on my goals for example, staying balanced, achieving professional growth, and building meaningful relationships? So whatever that is for you, cut and paste in the work that you've done. If you've written it on a pad, you can take a picture of that pad and upload it. Yes, you can. It does read text. One thing that I've noticed it doesn't do is it doesn't read audio files and it doesn't read video files, but it does read text and it does it quite well. Then test your word. Share the chosen word with ChatGPT and ask for its interpretation. So, for example, if you had chosen harmony, you can say, what does the word harmony convey in terms of personal and professional growth in relation to what I have included here? And it can share meanings of the word. You can also then say, can you help me come up with a phrase for this that is in alignment with my values? And it will help you do that. You can then also say, create some daily affirmations for me based on this word. So if it's momentum or if it's harmony, whatever it might be. And then help it describe or imagine how your guiding word can look in daily life. What does that look like in my routine? What does that look like in my work, in my relationships? And then you can also ask it to create an image. So for grounded growth, I did ask DALL-E to create me an image, and it came up with the tree with the strong roots, and then it was opening up towards a path, and that was nice. But I'm going to draw my own. I haven't done that quite yet at the time of recording, and I'm going to do a mind map of what grounded growth would look like. So there we go. That's my business plan. And that's how I created my guiding word for the year. I would love to know what yours is. If you're going to follow this process, please let me know. Or if you've come up with it already, please contact me, hello@helenpackham.com. Or if you prefer, you can send me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Helen Packham. Or on Facebook, I'm Helen Packham1. I would love to hear about this. And if you're looking for help bringing your vision to life, maybe check out some of my one-to-one coaching plans for 2025. I've got new ones. They're very exciting. Go on my website and look at one-to-one coaching. You can also have a turbo call with me, and I'm going to put a link, all these links in the show notes so that you can take this further. And if you want more support, I'm happy to give it. Good luck creating your guiding word, and I will see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Words That Change Lives. Please rate, review and follow on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcasts. It really means the world and helps me to reach more people so that we can all harness the power of our words and change lives for the better.